Republican Nikki Haley made a campaign stop on the Breakfast Club show, where she shared her thoughts on some issues the country is facing right now. Take a look.
With Obama, that was, if you go back, that's when we really started to feel the division. That's when it was.
A lot of that was because of white supremacists, though.
Well, no, I think it was everything. Everything was exaggerated with the Obama administration. It became more about gender. It became more about race. You just people felt like they were being put in camps through that administration.
You said you believe that states have the right to secede?
I think states have the right to make the decisions that their people want to make. If Texas decides they want to do that, they can do that.
I am just curious. So if she thinks the division really became enhanced under Obama, what was the problem with the 3 little girls that got bombed in the church in 1962? What was the problem with Emmett Till? Were they just fooling around? Were they just angry about nothing? What are you talking about? I mean, is she telling a certain base of voters what they want to hear, or does she honestly believe hold these beliefs?
She seems to be blaming Obama for the division. It's almost like saying if a woman were president, then she would get the blame for more misogyny or more division. It doesn't make any sense, really. I don't know. As far as Texas seceding, listen, that's 38 fewer electoral votes for the Republicans. So bye-bye.
And people understand that under Barack Obama, things got much, much worse. I mean, again, you had the rise of Black Lives Matter under Barack Obama. There was no increased police brutality or whatever, man. You can say whatever you want, but there wasn't. And again, Trayvon Martin, that whole thing, man, Barack Obama stood up there and said, if I had a son, he'd look like Trayvon. What are you saying, man? What are you saying? Well, you're saying it's about race. That's what you're saying. And again, it wasn't. That was a Hispanic man, George Zimmerman, that was following Trayvon. Again, because he thought to himself, Trayvon's up to no good. What's he doing out here? It's not because he's black. It's because, again, he's like, what's that guy doing? And when he confronted the guy and asked Trayvon, again, things did not work out well. And they were wound up in a scuffle. And again, I'm not saying I would have handled things the way George did. I wouldn't have. I would have just left it alone. I would let the cops handle it. But, again, man, George did what he did. And there was a scuffle. And and Trayvon wound up shot and dead. And again, we have truly got to understand, George Zimmerman was an Hispanic man. That's what he was, man. It's not about white supremacy. Again, man, that's just a catchphrase they put up. I mean, we have truly got to be honest, but I mean, Michael Brown. I mean, again, that guy was a thug. Attacked the cop. The cop, knew he's up to no good. Tried to stop him. Michael Brown attacked him, reached inside of his car and attacked him. He wound up getting shot. He wound up getting killed. And again, we have protests, we have yelling, we have screaming, we have, everything about white supremacy and everything else. No. It's the lack of black accountability. That's what there is, man. You can say whatever you want to say, but there is that. Again, the guy was a criminal. He was an absolute criminal. And that happened over and over and over and over again. And again, during Barack Obama, during his time in office, things got much worse. They didn't get better. I mean, again, Black Lives Matter, he invited them to the White House. We truly have to understand, man. Yeah, things happened years ago. Things were not always great. I understand that. But again, we're going back an awful long time, bombings or whatever, man. We're going back a long time to find something. And we truly have to recognize, man, black people are less than 13% of the population in this country. Yet they commit over half of all violent crime in the country. And you're several times more likely to be attacked by a black person if you're white than by a white person if you're black. Several times.
Oh, that's what we fought the Civil War over.
Well, then why does she think it could be happening? Is she not that bright
I don't
or
know
what?
if she's not that bright. I don't know if, as Whoopi posed, she's saying this to attract a certain voter. But in terms of the Obama years leading to divisiveness, I think Van Jones said it appropriately. He said that was the Trump vote was a white lash. It was a response to a black president and seeing a black man be the most powerful person on earth.
2 times, by the way.
Twice.
2 times.
I think it was a certain group of voters that were afraid that was a very diverse vote. White people, black people, Spanish people, Asian people. Everyone voted for a black man with unassailable character.
I like my coffee dark.
And I think in response to that, they felt otherized, threatened, and they decided that Trump was their messiah.
You know, this whole idea that the white people looked at Trump as their messiah? Come on, get real. Man, again, we have truly got to understand that Barack Obama was voted into office by a lot of black people, yes, but black people are a small percentage of the population in this country. And again, white people are 60%. And again, white people, they voted for Barack Obama in big numbers. It's not even close to being true. That again, that there was some kind of backlash, racial backlash, because Barack Obama was black. Blackity black, black, black. Everything is about black. Oh, you don't like him because he's black. No, people didn't like him because he was ineffective. Because he made things worse in the country. That's why. And again, he made things worse between the races. He didn't help things out. He did not help things out one single bit. This guy fanned the flames. So again, white people that voted for Barack Obama the first time around, they voted for Trump 8 years later. I mean, again, they did. But I mean, there are a lot of black people right now that are also coming in. They're also going to vote for Trump now. We truly have to recognize, man, it's not about race. Again, I think a lot of Trumpers, man, they weren't upset about the race thing. They were upset because, again, one thing was white people are to blame for whatever that happened. Again, it's not even real. It's not even happening. Nothing is happening. Nothing. It's not happening. It's not real. I'm not saying there's an individual things of hate. Sure. But you're several times more likely, again, to be attacked if you're white by a black person than you are if you're black by a white person. But, again, they don't talk about that. They don't talk about that. So white people, I think a lot of white people, not all, but I think there are good many now that are sick of being blamed with whiteness, the color of their skin, being blamed for whatever. I mean, they're done. They've had it. And they should. Thing is, man, we're all people. We have to recognize that. But, I mean, the fact of the matter, they want to fan flames of division in the country over race. And that's what happened. White people, white Trumpers, they also saw the fact that the moral decay that has been happening in this country. I mean, again, we're supposed to believe a 12-year-old when that 12-year-old says, hey, I know I'm a boy, but I believe I'm a girl. We're supposed to believe them. Again, imagine going back in time 30 years and saying, hey, look, nowadays, man, we chop off penises. We chop off breasts. Because again, man, you have to believe the child. Again, we push this kind of stuff. I mean, again, this moral decay, it's absolute decay. trying to divide white and black. People are seeing this. They understand what's happening. So again, they're voting for Trump. The borders are wide open. And again, if you criticize that, then you're racist. People are done. They are done with this kind of stuff. So again, Sonny, you're full of shit.
I don't agree with where Nikki Haley is on race. I'm much closer to where Joe Biden is in 2021. I don't think the American people are racist. I think there's a history of racism, or Vice President Harris saying, no, I don't believe that America is racist, but there is a history and we're still living with racism that we have to deal with.
And there are plenty of racist people in this country.
And there are
Yeah, that's
absolutely
right.
racist
Yes.
people in this country. It is not the vast majority of people in this country. And I feel
We
like
don't know
we,
that.
Well,
We don't
the
know
FBI
that.
director said white supremacy is
But that
the
does-
biggest
but that
threat
still
to our
doesn't-
country today.
well, that still doesn't mean that that's the vast majority of people are. I just don't believe that in my day-to-day life that the people that you're encountering harbor racist viewpoints. I do think that this division that
If
we're
you
creating.
looked like me, you would believe
But
differently.
you know what, listen, the woman.
So, but just to understand, are we saying, do we think the vast majority of Americans are racist? That's what I'm trying to, help me understand.
I think that there is a significant portion that are racist, and you can't dismiss my lived experience.
And I never
Yeah,
would
when
say.
I-
I would never.
When I say that there are a lot of racists in this country,
Oh, I
I
agree,
just
there's a-
experienced my son walking down the beach being called the N-word several times in Florida. You can't say, I believe that the vast majority of people aren't racist.
But again,
we
okay,
don't know
that's
that.
fair. There are
and my lived
300 million
experience-
people in this country.
Right.
I would never minimize your lived experience any
Yeah.
more than I would mine
But-
as an
but
Arab
see,
woman. But
I was not there, but I'm willing to bet, man, if anyone called her son the N-word, it was probably another black person. But again, man, I wasn't there, so I can't say for sure. But she is saying, hey, look, you can't question me. It's my lived experience. Well, guess what? I'm somebody that's close to your age. And yeah, you and I have had very different experiences. Very different. But again, man, they only want to talk about it one way. They only want to talk about things one way. I grew up in the South. And I've been pretty much in the Southeast my entire life. And again, man, you can say whatever you want to say, but the South is not that bad. It's not. And then sitting there saying you're racism or whatever. I mean, we truly have to recognize, man. Again, majority of violent crime in this country, in the South, man, there's a lot of blacks. So again, the majority of violent crime in this country is committed by black people, by black men for the most part. Again, man, there's been several crimes happened against me. My house broken into, my car was stolen. Somebody tried to rob me. Somebody tried to rob my wife off the road. Every single one of these were done by black men. Every single one. There's not been one crime done to me by a white person. Even though white people are still the majority of the population where I live. But there's a lot of black people that live here. But, I mean, the fact of the matter is, not one crime was committed by a white person against me. Not one. So we truly have to recognize, man. The FBI, they can say whatever they want. They can make whatever stories about white supremacy or whatever, man. They're the biggest threat to this country. No, they're not, man. Look at the numbers. All you have to do is look at the numbers. I mean, again, the majority of violent crime in this country, over half, is caused by less than 13% of the population. Now, again, man, I'm not saying all black people are bad. Not even close, man. But we truly have to recognize what is happening here, what they're trying to get you to believe. Man, Sonny is trying to get you to believe that, white people, they're out there getting blacks. They're out there getting blacks. No, they're not. No, they're not. And again, there's no KKK. I mean, I know there's got to be pockets of something somewhere, sure. But again, man, KKK in the South, man, again, it's gone. It's been gone for many years. I mean, the majority of people that are out there now, they had nothing to do with that kind of stuff. And again, man, in this country, we have full equality under the law, which is all you can ever have. But again, man, we have to believe people like Sonny. But again, you're told not to believe people like me. No, because again, I'm a white man. I'm a white man. I'm a white guy. You can't believe me. But you have to believe Sonny. You have to believe Sonny because again, she's a woman of color. She's lying to you. She is lying to you big time. And again, just because something might be your experience, first of all, doesn't mean that you're telling the truth on something. You know, again, man, all you have to do, again, is go back to the stats. You're several times more likely to be attacked if you're white by a black person than you are by a white person if you're black. Several times. But again, they don't want you understanding that. They want you believing the white supremacy is out there. Again, it's going to get you. It's going to get you. No, it's not. No, it is not, man. And these ladies, man, on The View, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. They don't. And again, the one Republican on there, the one conservative on there is so weak. You're like, oh, you know, I don't want to question your experience. Yeah, you do. Because she's lying to you. It's not right. It's not real. But guys, man, if you would, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Thanks.
You son of a.